Hello. Hello.
All right, welcome along to Bob Polston Field here in Knoxville, Tennessee, where Tennessee Club Baseball is set to throw their first pitch. Swung on and missed for the first strike, and we are underway. I'm Connor Whitney alongside Calvin Bean, and we also have Kavita Bais, who will be down inside the dugout to get some interviews along the game as we go along. Second pitch bounces away for ball one. Carter Gregory on the mound today for the Vols. It's his sixth start of the season. 208 earned run average, 4-0 on the season, and 26 innings pitched. He has been one of the premier pitchers in NCBA baseball this season, and one of the big reasons why this pitching staff has been so dominant this season. 2-1.
Yeah, absolutely. Gregory has been just lights out at the plate. You said 26 inning pitch. He also racked up 34 strikeouts through that inning, so just absolutely stellar.
Fly ball, center field. Ranging over is the center fielder, Eric Swanson. He'll make the catch for the first out of the game. Auburn lineup goes like this. Gabe Hunt, who just flew out to Eric Swanson in center. Now Pat Wooten set to come to the dish. Then you have Brock Berge, Griffin Saunders, Tommy Henry, then Matt Rowland, Gabe Evers hitting seventh, Owen Newsom batting eighth, and then Aiden Forstra in the 9 spot. Gregory has his sign. He kicks and deals. Breaking ball snaps in for a strike. Number 2 ranked team in the nation, Tennessee, comes into play today. And they're on the back of an 8-game win streak. They are now 13-1 on the season after sweeping the doubleheader yesterday against Auburn with a 8-0 win and a 6-4 win. Breaking ball chopped to first base. Oh, right through the first baseman, Frank Romano, and that will give Auburn a base runner. Looked like it took a bit of a bad hop there on Romano, and then unable to make the backup play was Max Nathan, with Carter Gregory trying to cover. So, 1 out base traffic for the Tigers as they look to avoid a sweep here. So, Brock Berge will step to the plate. 1 on, 1 out for the Tigers here in the top of the first. Upstairs for ball one.
Yeah, up to this point, Berge has been just a force to be reckoned with at the dish. He's batting 476 with 4 home runs.
7 RBIs on the season for Berge. There's a shot towards left field. It is high, and it is gone. So the mistake comes back to bite the Vols. Brock Berge hits one out to left, and the Tigers have struck quickly. It's 2-0.
Yeah, that first pitch, I came in high and tight, almost feeling like maybe Gregory was trying to back him off the plate a little bit. But he kind of hung that one right over the middle of the dish, and he got his arms extended, and Berge just drove it right out to the scoreboard.
So the Tigers are staked to a quick 2-0 lead, trying to pressure Tennessee as they look to head home with some sort of momentum on the back of dropping the first 2 games in this series yesterday. Upstairs to Griffin Saunders for ball 1. One and one. Had been a really, really effective pitching staff for Tennessee in this season, as that one's popped up. Ranging over is Swanson, and he'll make the catch for out number 2. Tommy Henry, the DH from Carter Gregory, upstairs for ball 1.
Yeah, early on here, it seems like Gregory's working high and inside on these Auburn hitters.
Outside, and it's 2-0. Perhaps working a little bit carefully. What's going through your mind in the pitch? What's going through the pitcher's mind after you give up a home run like that?
Just settle in. Don't let it get to you. You can't let that ruin the whole game. It was a one mistake. You just gotta continue and start setting up at bats and thinking more long term here.
Fires a strike in there, and it's 2-1. Quickly working is Gregory, and he fires another strike in there, and it's a quick 2-2. Gregory looking to end the inning. And it is upstairs. So a 2-out walk here, and once again, Auburn with some base traffic as the inning continues for Matt Rowland. Gregory checks on his man. Kicks and deals. Outside for ball 1. Oh, delayed call there, and it is 0-1.
Got an interesting stance here from Matt Rowland.
Oh, it never works, Out in front of a breaking ball, and it's a quick 0-2. Maybe one of that. You ever seen, Kevin Euclid try to hit, that weird batting stance?
A little Craig Biggio action.
Yeah.
That's
that
old,
right?
old style baseball.
That deep crouch,
And get into those hips.
Gregory looking to get out of the inning. Pops one out, foul, and off the netting, and we'll do it again.
Yeah, you see most of the power hitters, almost like Burgee, just almost standing completely straight up, but just really relaxed in the hands, just ready to get those arms out there and just let the bat and the hips do the work.
Very calm day. Not a lot of wind, so swung on and missed strike 3. Looking to hit a home run there, could not come up with anything, and that is how the inning ends. But the Tigers do play 2 on the 2-run shot from Brock Berge. Error comes back to bite the Vols, and it is a 2-0 lead for the visitors as the Vols come set to bat here in the bottom of the first. Here's how the Tennessee lineup will stack up. Will Galise will lead off, and then you have Ben Thurman, Frank Romano batting 3rd, followed by Max Nathan. Eric Swanson, the center fielder, will hit 5th, followed by Christian Cavanero. Anthony Mengine batting 7th with Caleb King, and then Hobby Griffin will round up the lineup at shortstop. As for Auburn's defensive lineup, in center field you have Gabe Hunt, right fielder Pat Wooten, and then in left field is Matt Rowland. First base is Brock Berge, the home run hitter. Second base will be Griffin Saunders. Your third baseman is Owen Newsome, and shortstop is Gabriel Evers. In the squad is Aiden Firstrup, and then on the mound is Ryan McTeague.
Yeah, the highlight of the inning, obviously, or at least that top of the inning, was that home run by Berge. But what a way for the pitcher to recover there after giving up a home run. That's exactly what we were talking about. That's what you have to do after giving up a shot like that. Just settle in, recover. He got the K to end the inning.
208 earned run average for Carter Gregory on the season. He's been one of their best this year. Again, it's been a very, very good Tennessee pitching staff this season. So you would expect that he would be able to have that mental capacity to handle the pressure and kind of get through things pretty quickly here.
Yeah, by far, I mean, the most inning pitched on the staff. He has the most experience and is probably used to. I mean, everyone gives it a shot now and then. It's not completely unexpected for a pitcher, especially with a guy like Berge at the plate. Yep.
And the Vols, they've been able to answer, and they've been able to score runs in this series. They played at 8 in their 8-0 win in Game 1 of the doubleheader, and then in the nightcap they came back and took a 6-4 win. So this is a team that knows how to score runs. They can put the ball in play, and they can really apply a lot of pressure to an opposing pitching staff in a lot of different ways.
Yeah, they do a lot of everything well. They get walks, they hit for power. They have the extra base hits. They hit home runs occasionally as well. They get on base and they steal. They do a little bit of everything. Very, very well meshed batting here for UTK.
So Will Galise will lead it off for Tennessee. 4 homers on the season, 12 RBIs, and he's a 3-time Conference Player of the Week entering this week. First pitch for a strike. Outside, and it's 1-1. Galise with a .455 average last week, a pair of extra base hits, scored 4 runs, was a force all weekend as the Vols offensively exploded against High Point.
Yeah, that was like lambs to the slaughter. That game was absolutely nuts. 16-1 was it the final score?
That was one of the games. Scored a lot of runs. There's a shot down the line, just past the glove of Owen Newsome. Rounding first is Galise. He's going to slide into second. No, he won't even slide into second. It's a stand-up leadoff double for Galise. And the Vols have immediate action here in the first.
Yeah, that was a little strange, by the shortstop there. Most of the time in a relay like that, the shortstop is turning around and expecting to fire it straight to second base. So that hesitation, at least you want to make a play on the runner, get him to slide.
And right from our vantage point, that was just past the glove of Newsome. If he was perhaps a half step, I believe, to his right, that could very easily have been a line drive out right to his glove. But so, Vols get bailed out perhaps by just a half a step of a detail. And so they have runner in scoring position, Will Galise, with Ben Thurman at the dish. Inside, and it's 2-0.
And that is part of the scouting report, how much a hitter pulls the ball, and that will determine, how the shortstop and how the third base, shift over to the left.
Herrmann at least trying to get Galise over to third with less than 2 outs. Rips one down the line, but that's just chopped foul. Perhaps a bit of a different look here for Tennessee with Thurman hitting second today. Just a .179 average today. 5 hits and 28 at-bats this season. 3 RBIs. RBI opportunity right here, though, to add his 4th. Galise with a good lead. No back pick. Out in front. Popped up on the infield. The first baseman, Berge, is out into the outfield, and he makes the play for the first out of the inning. So now that'll bring Frank Romano up to the plate. .351 average on the season. 9 RBIs.
Yeah, Romano is really like the glue guy of the middle part of this lineup. He does a little bit of everything pretty well.
Swing and a miss at a breaking ball, and it's 0-1. Romano had that error in the first inning on a ball that took a bad hop right through his legs. Gave Auburn some base traffic. The ensuing hitter, Berge, hit a 2-run shot. Shot at redemption. There's a line drive towards the gap, and that is going to fall. Galise getting waved around. There will not be a throw. Frank Romano delivers, and it's an RBI single to put Tennessee on the board.
That's exactly what you expect out of the middle part of this lineup. You get your guy on, you get the guy that's batting 500, and then you allow the middle part to do the work, the glue guy.
Perfectly set up, perfectly executed, just how you draw it up.
Exactly. That was a great way to get his hands out there and just loop it over into the left center field.
Foul tipped in the glove from Max Nathan, and it's 0-1. Good piece of hitting there from Romano. That's his 10th RBI of the season.
Getting to the double digits.
Yep. So he does. So the Vols do at least get one back. Gives one up, and he gets it right back from Frank Romano. Shot down the line, foul. Down at third base, the third base coach is club president Nolan Maroff. Very aggressive with the wave with Will Galise around third, but I would trust him,
Yeah.
Seems like a bright guy. If he's the club president, he tells me he's a bright guy. Right out the middle, could be two. There's the turn. On to first, just a step late. So Evers to Saunders. Romano is eliminated. And then you still have Max Nathan now who will take over at first with 2 outs. That'll still bring up Eric Swanson.
Yeah, and Max Nathan right now with 2 outs is the guy you want on base. I mean, he has double-digit stolen bases, second on the team.
Swanson takes a breaking ball low, and it's 1-0. With 2 outs, would you expect Tennessee to perhaps be a little more aggressive on the base paths?
Certainly to second base. Once you get to second, though, that you usually see that aggression kind of ease up.
But with good speed, though,
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Nathan has not gotten caught stealing at this point in the season. He has 10 stolen bases, second on the team. Yeah, knock on wood.
There's no such thing as the announcer's jinx.
We like to believe.
That one misses, and it's 2-1.
A little Juan Soto action there. That was a very close take. Good eye.
He's just missing the Soto shuffle, though. That's the only thing.
Yeah, a little shake towards the dugout. Not quite a shuffle yet.
Big Teague looking to work out of the jam and preserve the Auburn lead. Outside, and it's 3-1.
Yeah, and subconsciously in his mind, he is thinking about Nathan on the base pass. I'm sure he's stolen a base in this series up to this point. He knows that Nathan has the speed, so, he's going to be a little bit more wild with his pitches because he's also looking back there trying to make sure Nathan doesn't get a free base.
There's a shot down the line, and it is fair.
Oh, that's
and it
trouble.
bounces off the wall. Maroth giving the wave home. Max Nathan's going to score easily on his way to third, and he is in safe. Eric Swanson rips one down the line for a triple, and it ties the game, and just like that, it's 2-2.
Oh, that was an outstanding hit. I'm almost right down the line. The error made it a little bit worse. He was kind of fumbling around out there in left field, but, that ball was absolutely smoked.
So now, very quickly, Tennessee with an opportunity to take a first-inning lead. They offer 2 and then get 2 right back. Outside for ball 1, it's Anthony Mengine. Two and 0. Mengine hitting just 111 on the season with a pair of RBIs, but a big opportunity here, pressed into duty, with a chance to put his team out front. Strike 1.
And that's not honestly the norm that we've seen out of Eric Swanson. Eric Swanson's more of a get on base, steal type of guy. But,
a lot of speed from him.
Yeah, lots of speed.
But you saw it there as he was able to kind of sprint around and get to third almost with ease.
Yeah, long strides. He's just making it look easy out there.
But that's where the speed kind of pays off for you. So now, got to be aware on a ball in the dirt that gets away with good speed at third. 2-2 counts. McTeague trying to get out of the jam. Pop foul. Heading towards the cars. Okay, I didn't
No
hear anything.
fatalities
That's
that
good.
time.
Okay,
No.
good. Now, last time we were here, I made the mistake of parking relatively close. I parked a lot further away this time.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
But honestly, with how the hitters are hitting it now, you never even know. All cars may be in danger.
Swung on and missed, strike 3. That will end the inning. But the Vols get 2 back. An RBI single from Frank Romano and then a triple down the line from Eric Swanson. It is a 2-2 game through 1 inning of play here at Bob Polston Field in Knoxville.
Yeah, the bats are working today for both teams. You know, they're both slugging it right now.
Perhaps a little bit of a different way of delivering runs as well. You had the 2-run shot for Brock Berge and Auburn, but the Vols were able to kind of string together hits and at bats. You had the leadoff double from Galise, and then kind of a knuckle hit from Frank Romano into short left field, and then you had a ripper down the line from Eric Swanson. So a lot of different ways that the Vols have been able to score runs.
Yeah, not every, run scored needs to be a just absolutely monster, towering shot, If you can string together whatever, you take what you can get.
I think there's a phrase that goes, they don't put pictures on the scorecards.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, all runs score the same, so.
Counts all the same, and the scoreboard is all the same right now for both teams as we roll along here into the second inning. Carter Gregory looking to kind of get back into the swing of things and really settle into a rhythm.
Yeah, and the end of that last inning where he pitched, it was starting to look a little bit better, with the K. So he's just hoping to continue extending on that confidence. String together some good at bats. Make sure that not at bats, but string together good against at bats. Make sure that his count isn't getting too high. He's not throwing a lot of free balls, making everything competitive.
How big is that first pitch strike that you're looking for? He didn't really have a lot of those in that first inning.
Usually pretty big. But, again, like in the at-bat you saw with Berge, it's not the best example because he hit a home run, but you are fine with taking a first pitch ball like that if it's, setting up another pitch. He just ended up hanging up the pitch over the middle of the plate. But, you're fine with taking a setup pitch every now and then.
Swung on and missed, and there's the first pitch strike for Carter Gregory to Gabriel Evers. Evers is 0 for 4 on the season. 4 at bats. He has just a lone walk. So a light hitting shortstop at the dish for the Tigers, trying to set the table. And it's a quick 0-2. Breaking ball snaps outside, and it's ball 1.
That's exactly what you want to do. Throw some filth in an 0-2 count.
Gregory kicks and deals. There's a shot right towards the second baseman, Max Nathan, and he's Johnny on the spot for the first out.
Right at him.
Just the way you draw it up.
Exactly.
First out of the second inning, and that'll bring up third baseman Owen Newsome.
You said light hitting shortstop, but that was one of the more striped opposite field to hit balls I've seen. Put some good heat on that.
Swung on and missed, strike 1. Sometimes, again, so the score doesn't really always tell the full story there. Perhaps he, upstairs. That's one of those deals where you hit it exactly on the button.
Exactly.
But you just don't get rewarded for it. That's the pain of baseball.
Hitting that, I know he felt good hitting that ball, but it just didn't show up. It didn't show up how he expected it to. But he's going to feel good coming into his next at-bat after hitting a ball like that.
And he's going to walk back to the dugout saying, I can't hit it much better than that, And I think that's got to be the message, don't you think?
Exactly, yeah. You're just showing that, the pitcher is human as well. He can be hit. Not just by your, stud home run hitter in Berge, but that everybody can touch him.
So Gregory with a 2-2 count here against Owen Newsome, the third baseman. Kicks and deals. That one pops out of his hand, and the count goes full. Big pitch here. 3-2 delivery. That's ball 4 upstairs. And so that'll bring Aiden Forsterow up to the dish, the 9-hitter, with base traffic for the Tigers. 273 hitter at the dish, trying to start it up for the Tigers, and there's another fastball right through him, and it's 0-1. Third swinging first pitch strike of the inning for Carter Gregory.
Yeah, he's setting up these at-bats well here.
That's a ripper down the line, but foul. That fastball got timed up perfectly. Well, not quite perfectly, but he was out in front of it.
That's exactly what he wanted to do. He has a little leg kick, so, you got to start that pitch early. I don't think he was expecting the first pitch fastball was blowing right by him. So, he's making that adjustment in the box.
Gregory checks on the runner, but he's got his pitch. 0-2 delivery. Breaking ball. That one's in the dirt. And Forster holds up.
And that's the exact same sequence we saw against the shortstop that was hitting fastballs, and then, he gets ahead in the count and he throws that breaking ball in the dirt. So we kind of see what Gregory is trying to do here, the setup. But he may want to consider, switching up a little bit because the hitters know as well. Maybe a fastball high and tight would serve well. Just don't miss over it. Don't miss over like you do with Berge over the heart of the plate.
Catcher Ben Thurman looks like there's something in his eye, so we're gonna take a quick timeout here.
Yeah, that's that turf behind the dish. Probably had a rubber pellet flap in his eye on that breaking ball in the dirt.
That can't feel good.
No, not at all.
And when you got a fastball coming your way or a breaking ball, and you got to figure out which one's coming.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
I mean, you maybe what's coming, but even so, I mean, if half of your field of vision is cut off, that can't be a very comfortable feeling knowing something's coming your way and you are kind of guessing where it's going. Gregory kicks and deals. There's a pop-up, and that one's going to get foul and out of play. Count is 1-2. Gregory throws, and that breaking ball misses. Up in the zone. And it's 2-2. Gregory back picks, and they did not get him. Very, very close play as Romano thought he had him picked off.
Yeah, I showed the ball to the ref, the ump there.
Still a good back pick, though, from Carter Gregory. There's a shot down the line. It is popped up in the air, ranging over, but unable to get there in time is Anthony Mengine.
Yeah, Anthony seems to have these pitches timed up pretty well. He's pulling a lot of these balls foul.
Located that one well, did Gregory, as he kind of got a jam shot pop-up that he was looking for, just hit to the wrong spot. So we'll do it again on 2-2. Gregory deals. There's a chopper. It's going to be a very tough play. Galise charging, going to barehand, throw across, and he makes the play. Slick play,
what a play
from Will Galise.
Running up there, bare hand, fires it to first. Wow. Showing he can do it on both sides of the ball.
Absolutely. So a nice barehanded play from Galise, doing it with the bat and with the, not even the glove so far.
Yeah, the hand.
Yeah, exactly. But that'll still bring it back to the top of the lineup for Gabe Hunt and the Tigers. They do advance the runner, Owen Newsom, to second base. Shot foul, and it's 0-1. Gregory trying to work out of a second inning jam.
Yeah, Auburn really, really wants Gabe Hunt to get on. He's been a very good leadoff hitter for Auburn up to this point in the season.
Flew out in his first at bat to Eric Swanson in center. Back pick on the runner, and he is safe.
The runner saw right through that one. He was diving back over us immediately.
Good play, though, from Max Nathan to get there right in time, and Gregory made a good throw.
Yeah, back picks like that, just giving the runner any ounce of hesitation, can end up getting them thrown out at the next base.
0-2.
Or prevent him from stealing at all, which would be preferable.
A little frustration from Hunt there. I detect that he thought that was a very hittable pitch.
Absolutely. I mean, he's swinging on all of these pitches, so he's obviously seeing something. I predict Gregory is going to throw some filth. Or he shook off a pitch, so actually I don't know anymore.
He does have him 0-2. Gregory kicks and deals. Swung on it, missed. Down to first for the out, and that will end the inning. So, damage is limited by Carter Gregory, who works around 2 out runners in scoring position opportunity. The Tigers are turned away, and it is a 2-2 game through 1.5. All right, I think we're ready for a report from our good friend Kavita Bais. Kavita, what do you got for us?
Hello. This is quite the change in scenery, I must admit, being in the booth with you guys. You know, kind of like the best seats in the house, I'm not going to lie. I'm loving it. But, yeah, just to, report, we're early on in the game. Right now, here in Knoxville, we've tied at 2, and Tennessee looks settled in once again, of course. But after yesterday's no-hitter from Jacob Iverson, the Vols pitching staff is picking up right where they left off. Seems to be attacking the zone and doing a great job keeping Auburn hitters off balance. What looks to be at the plate, Tennessee is staying patient, really sticking to their approach, waiting for their pitch, and not trying to do too much. It's that disciplined offense that's been a big reason behind their strong 13-1 start, and I will leave it back to you guys.
Awesome. It's so fun. It's so fun having a third person out here to kind of help with us, It's so fun.
Yeah, Kavita is not exactly used to being in the penthouse suite that is the baseball announcer's booth.
But they always do a great job. Kavita, Kenzie, they do a tremendous job, and we're grateful to have them as a third part of the team. They're just so awesome. Whether it's offering an insight in the middle of the game that perhaps we don't know, or maybe they're able to get lucky and get a player in the middle of the game. So sometimes they do get lucky though, because sometimes in lacrosse those guys are standing up all game, whereas they get to do their live hits like from hammock.
Yeah, that must be nice.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah, speaking of lacrosse, I did do the color commentary on the BYU game yesterday, and what a game it was.
How was that?
It was great. It was a close loss from UTK, but they put up a fight in the second half. It was great. Good time.
Ball up. There's a first pitch strike, and it's 1-1. Sorry, I believe we misidentified Anthony Mengine as the inning-ending K victim. That was Christian Cavanero. So that is Anthony Mengine at the plate right now with Caleb King on deck and Hobby Griffin to follow. Those are the 3 due up for Tennessee in the bottom of the second as they look to tack on more runs and take their first lead of the afternoon. Yeah, outside, it's 2-2.
I believe that's actually the second strikeout of the game for Cavanero. I believe he struck out in the first inning as well.
Oh, he struck out to end the first inning, and this is Mengine.
Oh, well, yeah.
You're good. There's a ripper to third base. Easy play for Newsom, and the throw across for the first out.
Mayhaps I got a little bit ahead of myself. Started predicting the future.
I say you up for failure. That's okay.
Hopefully not. Hopefully not predicting the future. Cavanero, speaking of, is actually an extremely good situational hitter. Very, very pivotal batter for UTK. Leading the team in RBIs, actually.
So Caleb King at the plate. Misses for ball 1. Big lefty. Does not have an RBI this season. Pair of walks hitting .235. There's a shot towards center field. This one's falling fast, and this one's going to fall in for a hit.
Yeah, he decided to ease up on that ball, but honestly, it seemed quite catchable to me. And the pitcher showing a little bit of frustration there.
Tough play there. Perhaps a bit of a late read from the center fielder, Gabe Hunt, but nonetheless, it falls in for a hit, and Tennessee has 1 out base traffic here with Hobby Griffin at the dish. I got to say, I don't get tired of looking at his bat. I think it's the best on the team.
It is a very slick bat. You know, the two-sided is very nice.
Uh-huh. Swung on and missed, and it's strike one. And I just spilled my coffee. That's not good.
Very favorable. But wait for the Auburn pitcher to show some grit and push through it. Yeah, not easy to get out of a base-loaded jam like that.
Tigers escape the jam. It's 2-2 after 2 innings here at Bob Polston Field. All right, welcome back to Bob Polston Field here in Knoxville, Tennessee. 2-2 game here as we roll into the top of the third. We apologize for technical difficulties. What we missed was a bases-loaded one-out opportunity for Tennessee in which they were unable to capitalize, and so they strand 3. They had Caleb King on with a single, Hobby Griffin hit by a pitch, and then a Will Galeese walk. But a foul out to the catcher from Ben Thurman, and then a long fly ball that was towards the gap, but tracked down in center field by Gabe Hunt. And the balls get turned away, and it's 2-2 as Carter Gregory has 0-2. There's a shot towards center field. Easy play there for Swanson. 1 out. Brock Berge will step to the dish. Bit of a discussion here between the home plate umpire and Carter Gregory, the starting pitcher. Not sure what that's about.
I couldn't pick up on it. Maybe a balk, something he was saying.
Could be a question about the zone, but nonetheless, that'll bring Brock Berge back to the dish. He hit the first inning home run for the Tigers that had plated both of their runs. So power threat at the dish. Breaking ball misses. No, it's
no,
out.
it does not. Another delayed call.
Another delayed call. Yeah.
That was a. You let him think about that one for a minute.
Yeah.
Come on, Blue. Make it a little bit easier for us.
Okay, that one definitely did miss, and it's 1-1.
Yeah, we know that one.
I had to wait.
Yeah.
Yeah. You never know.
The anticipation.
Out in front. And it's a quick 1-2.
You got to be careful here. You can't throw anything over the plate with this guy. He will hit it.
Hit one just off the scoreboard. That one misses outside. Just off the scoreboard in left field for a 2-run shot. trying to start it off for the Tigers here in the third. Gregory misses, and it's ball 3.
Yeah, you see Berge in the back of the box, ready to get out and drive that fastball. It leaves you a little bit more susceptible to those high breaking balls. But, also back there, drive those breaking balls. Don't let it get in on you.
Popped up, foul, and that will get out of play. One-out battle here between Berge the basher, and the ace, Carter Gregory. Kicks and deals. That one was a ball out the hand, and it's a walk for Berge.
Unfortunately, he couldn't get out there, especially because he got ahead in the count so quickly, but preferred outcome if he's going to get on base, that he's on first and not second or all the way home.
So one-out base traffic here for the Tigers. Griffin Saunders at the plate, flew out to center in his first at-bat. There's a shot right towards the left fielder, and ranging back to make the play is Anthony Mengine. Got a really good beat on that ball as it was lined right to him. And there's 2 away.
Yeah, it was a great play by left field. A lot of time on those hard hit line drives, you tend to run in very far on it and it ends up just sailing over your head. But that was a great read by Mengine left.
Played that one really, really well. Auburn with a couple of line drives that have been hit right to Tennessee fielders. So not getting rewarded for putting a good swing and making some hard contact are the Tigers. Two out with Tommy Henry at the plate. He walked in his first at bat and was stranded. Gregory fires a strike, and it's 2-1.
Oh, I don't say a questionable take in a 2-out count. That was a very hitter-friendly pitch.
Gregory still trying to get back in the count. There's a shot. Again, Mengine ranging back, and he's got that one again. More hard-hit contact, but Anthony Mengine
holding it down out there and left, slipping and sliding, still being able to make the play. Another hard-hit ball. Wow.
Well, what is it? 80% of the earth is covered by water, and the rest of it is covered by Anthony Mengine.
Anthony Mengine, right? Out on the left. Yeah, that's what I've heard.
Yep. So a couple of hard-hit line drives right to the left fielder, and Carter Gregory gets around a one-out walk, still 2-2 through 2.5, as the Vols will bring their 4, 5, and 6 hitters to the dish, trying to take their first lead of the afternoon.
Wind's picking up a little bit here.
Can you kind of tell where it's going? I can't really see if it's blowing in or out. Feels like it might be blowing in.
Yeah, blowing in, which would be nice. For Gregory, balls won't be sailing as much. Yeah, the wind yesterday at the BYU game was absolutely brutal. It was just absolutely obliterating the commentator stand. At one point, the tent was airborne. The wind picked it up and almost took it onto the lacrosse field like a kite.
When we were here for the Florida State game, we had to really I don't even know what we used to kind of keep the window shut. But if we didn't have anything propped against the window, it would have kept flying into our faces.
Yeah, it was the opposite way. It was blowing on me and Jack Foster's backs, just ridiculous. It was absolutely outrageous, the wind.
So Ryan McTeague back out for the Tigers.
Yeah, Auburn decides to send him out again. We saw a little bit of action in the bullpen. No longer. They saw him get out of that jam, and a pitcher getting out of a jam like that is a confidence booster. So,
popped up from Max Nathan, couple steps back for Berge, and he'll make the play for the first out. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the third. Eric Swanson up to the dish. RBI triple back in the first.
Yeah, he put some absolute mustard on that ball.
Ripped it all the way into the corner and took a great hop. Well, if you're Tennessee, if you're the Tigers, it was an absolutely horrific hop.
Yeah, it cleared the left fielder out there. Complete bounce over his head. It was absolutely nuts.
There's a ripper to the opposite field. And it's going to be a wide turn for Swanson, but he will hold with a 1-out single. And so Tennessee with an opportunity here with 1 away here in the third.
You know, Swanson is hitting that ball with some hatred. Oh, that ball was smoked.
He's hit the ball now into the left field corner, and he's now taking one towards right. So he's got a pretty good all-fields approach here today. So an opportunity here with Christian Cavanero at the plate. Over the outside corner, and it's 0-1.
Yeah, and obviously the scouting report for Swanson is he is going to try and take this bag for Cavanero.
Back pick, and he's in safely.
It seems the pitcher is aware of that as well. Back picking there. Keep him close. And Eric Swanson's only got caught stealing once out of 16 successfully stolen bags.
50-plus career stolen bases for Eric Swanson. He looks like he's going to go. He does go. There's a chopper down first. Easy play. So they do get the runner over. Does Tennessee. They'll trade the out for the 90 feet, and that will bring Anthony Mengine to the dish with Eric Swanson at second base.
Honestly, I think Swanson had that bag either way. He had a very good jump on it. Possibly hit and run.
Opportunity for Mengine here with runner at second and 2 out. There's a shot up the middle, and it's going to get down. Easily coming around to score will be Swanson. And Tennessee has their first lead of the day. It's 3-2.
Great piece of hitting right there. Straight up the middle to the right. That's the angle you want to hit that ball at for the runner to score from second. You know, straight at the center fielder. He has a good throw to home. It's a great piece of hitting.
So good details for Tennessee as they execute a hit and run perhaps. Work the runner into second base in a scoring position and a quick shot up the middle. And Caleb King will step to the plate looking to add on, and he takes strike one. King singled in his first at bat. Looking to continue a 2-out rally here for the Vols. Back pick to first. And back in safely is Mengine.
Yeah, King with a balmy 240 average. A good hitter, you know, near the bottom of Tennessee's lineup. Has some good speed to him.
Runner goes. Throw down to second. He is in safely. Very close play, but Mengine just gets ahead of the tag. So a couple of base running opportunities for Tennessee. They've put the runners in motion twice. Hit and run to get the runner over and work out of the double play. And now they put a runner in scoring position with 2 outs. King now with an opportunity. Outside.
Yeah, I believe King has yet to record an RBI on the season. So definitely looking to add one here.
Big chance to stake Tennessee to a 2-run lead. Leading from second is Mengine. McTeague misses down low. Count is 3-1 with Griffin on deck.
This is a hitter's count. You know, you got to be ready to swing. Don't want to go down 3-2 and risk the strikeout.
Big lanky frame from King looking to deliver here. Swung on and missed. Oh, that was a big cut.
Yeah, he was definitely ready to swing. Just under it.
So the count goes full. 3-2 Vols here in the bottom of the third. They plated one, looking at a second. Caleb King with Menjin on second, leading away. Breaking ball is swung on and missed for strike 3 to end the inning. But the Vols do get one to take a lead. It's an RBI hit from Anthony Menjin, some base running tactics for the Vols as they put runners in motion and take advantage, and they're able to take their first lead of the afternoon. It's 3-2.
Yeah, we saw some slick situational awareness there from the Tennessee lineup. Some hit and runs, some stolen bases, some very hard hit balls. It's a good inning for UTK.
And that was one of the things that, in speaking to the president, Nolan Maroff, before the game, they've got the details done pretty well this year. They've been very, very good with those details this year, whether it's base running, defense, maybe the error from Romano, perhaps, not the exact play that you're looking for. But otherwise, on an 8-game heater, opportunities like that are big, and those little things really add up.
Yeah, absolutely. At a certain point, the talent and the coaching, the depth of coaching, it comes to show up with the little things like that.
And speaking to a few of the guys here before the game, they really talked about how close this team is. They love each other. They love competing. Obviously, it's more fun perhaps when you are winning and you are, on that 8-game winning streak. You are the number 2 team in the nation, 13-1. But I mean, when you speak with these guys, speaking with Will Galeese before the game, both the Maroth brothers, talking with Jacob Iverson, before the game as well. These guys really, really love each other.
Absolutely, they seem to be a very, very well meshed squad. I mean, you don't get 8-game winning streak, by coincidence.
Nope.
Or just playing good ball. It takes a certain level of teamwork as well.
So the game rolls on into the middle innings, top of the 4th. Matt Rowland will lead off for the Tigers, struck out in his first at bat. That one bounces in for ball 1. Foul ball, and it's 1-1. Lovely spring afternoon. Perfect day for baseball. Couldn't ask for a better day. Yesterday it was a bit of a thunderstorm.
Yeah, right there in the middle of the day, and the wind.
Delayed the game at Lindsey Nelson Stadium last night by about an hour.
Yeah, not a single cloud in the sky today.
Couldn't ask for a better day. 1-1 count to Matt Rowland. And it's 1-2. That one misses upstairs. Perhaps waiting for a delayed strike 3 call was Ben Thurman, the catcher, but signal was upstairs.
Wait a little bit there.
2-2. Swung on and missed. And the tag is applied for the first out of the inning. Rowland down for the second time on strikes.
It was a great setup by Gregory. Just the second time he's caught hitters like that with that breaking ball, low and away. He just leaves them looking silly.
Gregory really settling in after giving up the 2-run shot in the first inning to Brock Berge. Has worked around some base traffic throughout much of the day, but he's really settled in and he's really found his groove.
Yeah, that's what we talked about. The recovery from that home run was outstanding. Just for him to be able to settle in after that, that's the sign of a great, experienced pitcher.
And in speaking with, a few of the guys, Nolan and Tate and Jacob, it's been a really great dynamic for the pitching staff. And they're just attacking hitters. Going right after them, just throwing strikes. Not perhaps there. That one slips out of the hand. Bit of a laugh there. That can't be a very comfortable feeling when a breaking ball pops out of the hand and you have no idea where it's coming.
Yeah, it can go literally anywhere.
Yeah. But the pitching staff for Tennessee has been a great strength as there's a shot the other way. Ranging back is the right fielder and making a great play over his shoulder is Christian Cavanero. Ranging back all the way just in a few steps in front of the wall. Long fly ball out there from Gabriel Evers. That's twice he's made some very good contact, just hasn't been rewarded for it.
Yeah, it was that line drive to second base in the his first at bat, and then he has a pretty good fly ball out there to right field. He's hitting the ball well today.
And aside from the error from Frank Romano, who very quickly made up for it with an RBI single in the first, it goes back to the good defense that Tennessee has really played all season long. Pop foul. And that was one of the things that Nolan Maroff mentioned to us at the very, before the game. The Tennessee defense has been very, very solid this year. Perhaps, not as clean as you would like, this weekend he mentioned, but something in which they have really found as a strength. There's Hobby Griffin calling for it, begging for it, and he's got it. And that will end the frame. Very quick inning for Carter Gregory as he goes 1, 2, 3, mowing right through the Tigers' bottom of the lineup.
That was a great play by Hobby. Those fly balls are the absolute worst. When they're hit that high from a pitch like that, they have so much RPM. They are so unpredictable up in the air. They have so much tail to them. And
those infield flies, those are ones that can really be tricky, especially as you have multiple guys kind of converging onto the scene. But Griffin just shouting for it, clamoring for it the whole way, and he's able to make the squeeze to get the third out of the inning.
That's the guy you want to take that fly. He's the leader of the infield. He has priority. If he calls the ball, it's his ball. He has absolute priority over the fly balls in the infield.
And on a play like that, perhaps it's just behind the mound. But, is that perhaps a situation where your pitcher, you just kind of let your defense take over for you?
Yeah, as a pitcher in that position, you almost never want to take a fly ball. I know a lot of coaches harp on, if you're a pitcher, even if it's on the mound, very rarely are you going to call a fly ball. Like a pitcher should almost never be in the position where they're going to catch it. You want your shortstop or whoever to make a play on the ball if it's popped up like that. A short blooper or a ground ball to the pitcher's mound is obviously different, but something like that, you want someone with an angle running in on it to take it rather than someone standing directly under it.
And for a guy like Hobby Griffin, he's a two-way player, does play the field, does bat.
Shohei Ohtani action too, right? He has a couple of innings pitched.
A little bit, yeah. Yeah, he's been very, very efficient from the mound this year as well. But he perhaps as well understands as he's going to lead off here in the bottom of the fourth. But he also understands the importance of taking charge in that situation and letting your infield, do the work and backing up your pitcher. So perhaps that was one of those moments where he understands what it's like to be on the other side there, and he knows exactly what he needs to do to bail out his pitcher. Swung on and missed, and that's strike one.
Yeah, and we've seen some power out of Griffin as well, slugging a home run. He's displayed that he can hit with some pop.
Outside, and it's 1-1. Griffin got down to 2 strikes in his first at bat, but then he wore a breaking ball right off his hip. Was advanced to second, but was stranded amid that bases loaded jam. Look out. Chopper right towards the Auburn dugout. A couple of wry smiles there.
Yeah. After anything like that, you're looking at the opponent's dugout and you're getting a little chirp. Was that perhaps on purpose, trying to take out a?
Oh, he's not trying to time that.
Yeah,
up.
Of course.
He's trying to hit that one out of the field.
Yeah, no one can time up a ball like that on purpose.
There's another one. All right, now that one.
Maybe.
Couple of souvenirs for those guys.
Yeah.
Four left, as they might say, So another 2-strike at bat to Griffin, and he takes upstairs.
Yeah, on that breaking ball hit by pitch in that first at bat of his, he almost leaned into it a little bit. But if you see a breaking ball out of the hand coming that far inside, you can't let that ball get over the plate. It's very dangerous. Could be very easily called a strike. especially when you see how close Javi is standing to the plate. So it was a great heads-up play by him to almost turn that elbow into it a little bit and wear that pitch, get on base.
Close take on the last one, 3-2 pitch. Called. Strike 3. Griffin thought he was going to be able to take the trot to first, but instead he will head to the dugout as the first out of the inning.
I believe that he believed that was inside. You know, he saw his knees pop back a little bit. But again, that inside corner is one of the most. It's a very hard corner for the Blue to call. It gets very muddled around that inside corner, especially when a batter is close to the plate like that.
So Will Galise, with one out, nobody on, takes ball 1. Has reached base both times in his first 2 plate appearances. A leadoff double, came around to score, and then a walk in his last at bat. There's another ripper down the line, and it's fair. Stayed right on that breaking ball. He's going to take the turn, and he will hold with a single.
He does not like that third baseman over there. He's pulling that ball very hard over to that, the hot corner, you know, as many call it.
Not the most fleet foot is Galise, but nonetheless, he's able to reach. Very, very good work there by Matt Rowland down the left field line to get that ball in quickly to prevent the extra base. And so Ben Thurman will step up with 1 on and 1 out.
Yeah, and you saw the aggressive rounding by Galise. He was ready to take that second bag, maybe a little bit dirty this time.
You got a 3-2 lead, though, so no reason to really take much risk, especially if you're trying to just start the rally.
Of course not, no. Especially with the middle of your lineup coming up. In Romano.
Yep.
And Thurman now.
Thurman has popped up in both of his at-bats, popped up to the first baseman, and then popped up with the bases loaded in the last inning. There's a ripper to third. Backhander, and a terrible bounce. And it ricochets right off the third baseman, Owen Newsom's glove, and so an error will put a first and second opportunity for Tennessee with 1 out.
A little bit of row action, reached on air. That ball was smoked, though. Again, it's the hot corner. It's one of the hardest infield positions to play just because balls are usually hit very hard if they're hitting your direction.
Frank Romano with an opportunity. First and second, 1 out. Already has an RBI single today, back in the first. Chops one right back up the middle. This could be 2. There's the first, and there will not be a turn, though. Unable to make the turn was the second baseman, Griffin Saunders. It appeared as though Thurman tried to retouch the bag in case that Saunders didn't actually make the play. However, the call is out at second. So it is first and third with 2 out, and that will bring Max Nathan to the dish.
You know, a little bit of confusion there between the shortstop and the second baseman. Not optimal.
So the inning continues for Max Nathan. Popped up to the first baseman, Berge, and has reached on a fielder's choice. Ball 1. Not much speed to speak of on the base pass for Tennessee with Galise at third and Romano at first. McTeague comes home and fires inside. Hitters count here for Max Nathan, looking to add to the Tennessee lead. Three and 0. Is this a 3-0 green light here?
Honestly, with the way Swanson's been hitting today, I wouldn't expect him to have a green light here. I would expect to take. Yeah.
He does take, and it is upstairs, and so it's a 4-pitch walk. And so for the second consecutive inning, Tennessee loads the bases, and an opportunity for Eric Swanson, who is 2 for 2 today. Tripled back in the first, singled in his last at-bat, and scored what currently sits as the go-ahead run.
Yeah, hitting the ball with a lot of force today. That striped triple into left field, and then just absolutely smacking it the other way, right in the right between the second baseman and the first.
And it appears that is going to be it for Ryan McTeague. He is done for the day. Auburn is going to make a pitching change with the bases loaded and 2 outs. And at the dish is Eric Swanson. So to reset it for you, we have Will Galise at third. Romano at second, Nathan at first, and it sounds like, do we have a report for Kavita Bais? Kavita, what you got for us?
Hey guys, so I'm actually on the sideline where the Tennessee Vols dugout is currently located. Tensions are high, as you can see. Right now, like you said, bases are loaded, 2 outs. So I think the guys set the tone for itself, so I'm going to stick here, but I'll throw it back to you guys.
I think Kavita just got set up there.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure on what that was exactly. We heard some strange music.
Some music.
Yeah.
I'm not so sure who was on the aux there, but Kavita might have got set up by the boys down there in the dugout. We got some Rice Smiles going on there at first.
Yeah, and it is it appears to be Penny coming in to pitch for Auburn.
So big opportunity against Tyler Penny coming into the game for the Tigers. Bases loaded and there's a pop-up. This is going to be a tough play, ranging back and ranging in, and it's off the glove of the second baseman. Here's the throw to the plate, and it is not in time.
What a slide.
2-run score for Tennessee.
Now with some speed, you saw Romano. I mean, he was running with it was like a moose coming into home. He was right on the heels of Galise. An awesome slide.
Very tough play over the second baseman, Griffin Saunders' shoulder. Eric Swanson comes up with an RBI, a 2-run single. 3 RBIs on the day for him. He's 3 for 3. He does get to second. It's second and third, and it's 5-2 Vols. Big opportunity for now Christian Cavanero to stretch the lead. First pitch is for a strike.
Yeah, and that was mostly the responsibility of that right fielder there. You have to come in, aggressive, and you have to call that second baseman off of that ball. Especially you have the angle.
Nonetheless, I think that's a very tough play. I don't know that I would necessarily score that as an error, just given the difficulty of the play. I'd give that 10 bill difficulty. Here comes the run as it bounces away and scampering home for a 6th Tennessee run. Great base running there from Max Nathan as he scores, and it's 6-2.
That was a great read on that ball. He saw it, and it bounced out slow. The catcher almost made it a little bit worse for himself by touching that ball. Just slowly rolled out, and Nathan picked on that immediately. Exploded towards home. And I feel like Tennessee maybe took that pitching change to heart almost as an offense because they are starting to put it on them now.
Another one's going to get back. Here's the play at the plate. Not in time. Good base running there from Mr. Eric Swanson. Comes up a little bit lame. Delivers the 7th run for Tennessee, and 2 consecutive wild pitches have served home 2 more runs for the Vols as they have taken advantage and really blown this game open. That one misses. So now the bases are clear for Cavanero. Full count at the plate. Vols have plated 4 in this inning, and a 3-2 lead has now become 7-2. That one skips in, and it's ball 4.
Yeah, and this is more per the norm that we have seen out of the latter half of Auburn's pitching rotation. They tend to come into the game and give up some pretty big innings, almost shoot themselves in the foot.
And one of the things I think that really separates the good teams from the great teams is for the Vols, they have a lot of pitching depth and a lot of guys that they can kind of rely on to go out there and deliver innings for you. You have Carter Gregory on the mound, who's really settled in. Tate Muroff, very good season so far. You had Jacob Iverson, who threw the no-hitter yesterday to lead off. That one squirts away, and that's going to allow a stolen base. So Cavanero with good base running instincts there, and he's able to squirt on out to second, and so that will put a runner in scoring position for Anthony Mengine, who delivered the go-ahead RBI single back in the third. That one misses, and it's 3-0. Or 2-1, I beg your pardon.
Yeah, the pitcher-catcher connection does not seem to be going well with this new pitcher.
2-2.
Seen a couple wild pitches now, and we didn't see a single wild pitch out of the previous pitcher, McTeague.
There's a shot right back up the middle, and that one's going to get through. Getting the send signal and coming around to score, and he will score easily. So Christian Cavanero delivers the 8th run of the game for Tennessee. It's another RBI single from Anthony Mengine, his second of the day, and it's 8-2 Tennessee here in the 4th.
Yeah, we're seeing some really good situational hitting out of Mengine. That is a ball right up the middle. That's his second RBI single.
And for Auburn, really the details in this inning have really came back to bite them. There's a shot that's going to head towards the gap off the bat of Caleb King, and it is down. Wide turn and heading to third is going to be Mengine. He will get there. King with another base hit, hits his second of the day, and the hit parade continues for Tennessee. They have batted around here in the 4th.
They're clearly liking what they're seeing out of this pitcher, putting a lot over the plate. And that's the position you put yourself in when you're throwing wild pitches. You almost feel like you have to start forcing them, and then, forcing pitches either results in another wild pitch or, you leaving something over the heart of the plate with a dangerous Tennessee lineup.
There's a strike to Hobby Griffin. Struck out in his last plate appearance.
On a pitch he thought was not. He thought he had gotten another walk there.
There goes King. He's going to get down to second. The run comes in, or the runner slides in safely. No, perhaps, action from third, but they do eliminate the forced play. They put a second runner in scoring position. Good base running there from Tennessee. They've been aggressive on the paths all day.
And taking it where they can get it. The catcher has shown some really good throwing up to this point.
That one runs inside, and it's ball 2.
Now, I've seen some good throwdowns out of this Auburn catcher. That one was a little off kilter. Wide left.
Mengine at third, King at second. Griffin at the plate, and he takes ball 3. With Will Galise on deck, who is already 2 for 2 with 2 runs scored today.
Throwing a little walk in there as well.
There's one right back up the middle. It's perfectly located, and that one's going to get through. 2 runs are going to score. Hobby Griffin with a 2-run single.
Where they're abusing the middle of that diamond.
Perfectly located single. Right off the bat of Hobby Griffin, it kind of scooted right past the mound, and now we're going to get a mound visit for the Tigers as Will Galise will step to the plate, who led off this inning with a single and came around to score.
Yeah, this inning has just dragged on now and just kind of exploded now. Tennessee has busted it wide open.
That is 10 runs now unanswered that Tennessee has put up, including 6 here. I beg your pardon, that's 7 runs here in the bottom of the 4th. So Will Galeese, who has twice ripped one down the line, first inning for a double, this inning for a single, misses outside, and it's ball one. And in speaking with Galeese before the game, you know, perhaps not the game that not the day they really wanted at the plate yesterday, but today he's really come out and he's made some really, really good plays, not just with the bat, but he made a nice barehanded play at third to help out his pitcher, Carter Gregory. Popped up and off the netting for a 1-1 count. Kenny has come in and been knocked around here, and he fires a pitch that misses up in the zone. It's 2-1.
We see some more movement in the bullpen now.
Swung on and missed. Galeese down to 2 strikes here. Griffin leads from first. He's not going to go. That one's upstairs, and the count runs full. Tennessee with a 7 spot here, looking to continue the 2-out rally. Runner goes. There's a shot towards center field. It is crushed, and it is gone! Will Galeese, a 2-run shot. And it's 12-2 Tennessee.
And that is what we are used to seeing out of Galeese. I mean, just at dead center. Can't get any more center than that. He put some fire into that ball. As we see the celebration as he trots in.
All smiles in the Tennessee dugout as the Vols have broken this game wide open here in the bottom of the 4th. It is 9 runs that they have plated in the inning. And Ben Thurman will step to the plate for the second time here in the bottom of the 4th.
Now marks Galeese's 5th home run of the year. 3 for 3 on the day with a walk.
Swung on and missed from Thurman. Thurman 0 for 3 today, 2 pop-ups, and he reached on an error. Chop balance, a quick 0-2. Tyler Penny just trying to get out of the jam, just trying to get into the dugout and get off the field at this point. So the count is 0-2 to Thurman. Kicks and deals upstairs.
And just the thing you can absolutely not do in this position if you are Penny is walk Thurman. I mean, it's 0 for 3 on the day.
Popped up. That one's going to get out of play for a souvenir. Just peeking down at the first base line, Jacob Iverson and Carter Gregory just having a nice little chat down the first baseman coach's box. That one misses inside. Quite the fraternity of pitching that Tennessee has had this year. Noah Muroff a little banged up, so perhaps the ace of the staff not able to go as often as you would like. But the guys around him have, again, really come up and delivered. Iverson with a 7-inning no-hitter yesterday, they said, you know, maybe not the best day command-wise, but he just had all of his pitches working and his defense was working really well.
That's all you need for a good day on the mound.
And, you know, in talking to him, you know, when you're in the middle of a no-hitter, you know, that one's strike 3 and that'll end the inning. But we'll continue on with the inning. We'll continue on with this story after the break as Tennessee has blown it open with a 12-2 lead. It is all Vols here at Bob Polston Field. Vols looking to finish off a sweep of the Tigers. Welcome back to Bob Polston Field here in Knoxville, Tennessee. 12-2, Tennessee has broken this game wide open. Run rule could be in effect with a 10-run lead here entering the fifth. Carter Gregory back out on the mound for Tennessee. And he's set to face Aiden Firstra. Then Gabe Hunt, 9-1-2, due up. There's a shot down the line, sprinting out. Kind of tough play there, and that one's going to get down. Getting into second is Firstra, and that is a leadoff double for the Tigers here. They have base traffic.
Yeah, not the prettiest double, but that spot is notoriously very troublesome. You have the right fielder converging, and then you have the second baseman. He's usually a little bit zippier than the first.
Kind of saw something a little similar in the last half inning. I believe it was Eric Swanson who kind of popped one up right in that tough spot, right between the converging right fielder and the second baseman, trying to make a play over the shoulder. Couldn't finish off the play. Could Griffin Saunders, and that allowed the Tennessee inning to continue as they would go on to plate 9 runs. Bunt attempt is pulled back, and strike one from Gabe Hunt. Flew out and struck out in his first 2 plate appearances.
Auburn's certainly feeling a little bit of pressure here to avoid that run rule.
Trying to get that runner over to third at the very least to keep the game going. That one's bunted foul. So we mentioned that Jacob Iverson had thrown a no-hitter yesterday at the end of the last half inning. And, in speaking with him, you kind of have pregame, you kind of have that opportunity to talk to him, and ask him, hey, what's the mindset in those situations? And, you're trying not to think about it, he said, but that one's popped into center field. Swanson going to range in and make the play for the first out of the inning. But Iverson, anyway, said, as hard as it is not to think about it, it did kind of pop into his mind. I think about the 4th inning, he said.
Yeah.
And then his good buddy Nolan Muroff did not give him any favors because in the 6th inning he did bring it up to him and say, "Hey, no pressure.
Yeah, that's a unspoken rule there, not to really bring it up."
Yep. One of those unspoken baseball superstitions. You don't talk to the guy throwing the no-hitter. Outside to Pat Wooten.
Yeah, if a guy's dealing like that, you just shut up, bring him his water, bring him his glove, bring him his hat, let him do his thing.
Yeah, you don't really want to talk to him. Another good piece of intel that we got pre-game. That one's fouled away for a 1-1 count. Courtesy, I think it was Will Galise who said this, and I think it was Tate Muroff who echoed this as well. Iverson, quite the golfer.
Really?
Yeah. So during the spring break, the guys took a trip. So one of those things that really multiple guys said really brought the team closer together. But among those activities that they participated in is golf. And so Iverson was a very, very popular name that was brought up as best golfer on the team. There's a shot towards the hole, and Nathan did not get a good read on it. Squirts into the outfield. Coming around to score is going to be Aiden Firstra, and he delivers the 3rd Auburn run of the game. So a good piece of hitting there for Pat Wooten as he goes to the opposite field, and it's an RBI single to make it 12-3.
And the pressure has eased slightly as they have gotten out of run roll territory. That's exactly what they were looking to do that inning. Don't need to get all back at once, avoid that run rule, and work your way back into the game.
So that'll bring Brock Berge up to the dish. 2-run homer back in the first inning. That was the last time Auburn had scored in the game. Staked them to a quick 2-0 lead, but since then it's been all Tennessee as they quickly countered with 2 in the first, plated a run in the 3rd, and then dropped 9 in the 4th. Many of those runs coming with 2 outs. That one skips away, and that's going to allow the runner to get to second base with ease.
That's the first wild pitch you've really seen from Gregory today.
Had really settled in after giving up the homer to Berge back in the first.
And perhaps a little bit shooken up, just letting the run score, but, he's definitely looking to settle back in here. the very large run.
Back pick over at second, and they got him.
Auburn coach does not like that call.
Pat Wooten with a mistake. Cannot get picked off when you need base traffic. And so the Tigers run straight into an out, and that's 2 outs and wipes the bases clear.
Be backpicked already, you have to be aware that that is a very strong possibility. Looking to clear up the base pass with a hitter like Berge at the plate.
Berge rips one past the third baseman, and that will get into the outfield for a hit. Third time that Berge has reached base today. At a walk and now a single for the slugging first baseman.
Yeah, we talk about Gillis, but Berge and Gillis almost uncannily similar stats. Both with the home run, both with the single, both with the walk.
Popped up high and looks like heading towards the Auburn bullpen. Vacant Auburn bullpen.
I'm not sure if Auburn really planned much pitching after that last inning.
It'll be in the hands of Tyler Penny to finish it off. Bullpen is stretched very thin as that breaking ball snaps upstairs and pops out the hand. Saunders was kind of at the epicenter of that second inning, of that last 9-run inning. Again, it's really a tough play for him to make, in my opinion. Over the shoulder.
Oh, absolutely.
Maybe just a touch of a breeze. And he did get there, and it did kick off of his glove. Maybe anybody who will tell you, hey, if you can get a glove on it, you got to make the catch. But to me, I think that's just a tough play for him to make. Over the shoulder, a little bit of wind,
Well, yeah. Plus, you have the knowledge. You have the knowledge that right fielder is crashing.
Yep.
He's coming in hard. Again, that's why that really should have been the right fielder's ball in that situation, because he's coming in hard.
Strikes out swinging, and that will end the inning.
Yeah, back in my high school days, whenever I played right field, I actually had numerous collisions with second basemen on poor communication on fly balls like that. So I would not doubt that Saunders has had a similar experience as well as the right fielder, and perhaps a little bit aware of that and a little bit eerie to run out there and get that ball, be aggressive to it. But it's a very tough play, very bad spot.
Kept the inning alive for Tennessee, who would then plate more runs on a couple of wild pitches from Tyler Penny, who came into the game. Good base running instincts from guys like Christian Cavanero and Anthony Mengine to kind of see the ball scooting to the backstop and sprint home with good speed. So it's 12-3 Tennessee.
We actually do see a different pitcher in the game.
We have our first lefty of the day.
Hefty lefty. He's throwing the ball with some zip.
Yep. So that is Thomas Ushold. He's a freshman out of Houston, Texas, coming on 6'3", 210-pounder, coming on to try and keep the deficit at 9 and keep the game alive for the Tigers. Tennessee looking to finish off a sweep here and stretch their win streak to 9, get to 14-1 on the season for the number 2 ranked team in the nation. So as we kind of wait here, it is March, and it is creeping towards noon. So we're getting back towards day 4 of March Madness.
We are.
Mr. Calvin, how is your bracket looking?
Not
Did you fill one out?
I did. Not horrible. Not the best. Did not expect the High Point upset. Perhaps I should have. You did.
I did. And it was very exciting.
I can imagine. Nor did I predict the Nebraska-Vandy upset.
Shout out Nebraska for beating Vanderbilt.
That Vanderbilt team was very solid.
Yep. Go Cornhuskers. How about that?
How about that?
Yeah. If I remember correctly, that is the first 2 wins in March that the Cornhuskers have recorded in the NCAA tournament in program history, or in a very long time at the very least.
Yes, no, they had never won a game in the tournament up to that point, and now they have made it into the third round.
On to the Sweet 16 for them and for the Cinderella Texas.
Absolutely, that BYU game.
Yeah. Great game against BYU, and then Gonzaga completely sold me as I had them going to the Elite Eight, which stinks for me.
I had them.
Heading towards the cars. Oh, and off, and we hit a car.
It knocks. it scrapes up against the front.
Yeah.
Nothing too bad.
Nothing that bad.
Better than a windshield.
And it's not my car, so I don't really care.
Yeah.
At the plate is Jack Gibson, number 1 for Tennessee. Came into the game as a defensive replacement. He's a freshman from Chicago, Illinois. I wonder how his bracket's doing.
I can't really imagine.
Swung on and missed, strike 3. I had a pretty good first round, and then it's a second round where everything has really kind of gone awry for me, which is upsetting.
Both of my rounds have been middle of the pack. So if I can go middle of the pack all the way, who knows? May end up winning my little league.
Popped out of play and off the netting from Colin Markey. Hit .217 last year with 7 RBIs, stole 4 bases. Kind of a guy that you can kind of stick into these situations in the late innings as a nice defensive replacement.
Certainly no pushover at the plate. Yeah. Also displayed a little bit of speed on the base paths. Good table setter for these blowout innings.
And right over the outside corner, and it's 1-2. That one's kind of poked out to the shortstop. Quick throw across and safe.
Wow.
Just beat it. Good speed from Colin Markey as he beats out the throw and legs out an infield single.
Yeah, that was the shortstop came up with it clean, but he's playing very deep on that speedy Markey.
So more defensive replacements for Tennessee. Hayden Hodges is going to step to the dish with 1 on and 1 out. Junior outfield from Silver Creek in Longmont, Colorado. Swung on and missed, strike 1.
That was a very aggressive swing.
12-3 Tennessee. Here in the bottom of the 5th, trying to pick up a run rule victory and sweep the Auburn Tigers. Quick 0-2. Off-speed pitch misses, kind of low and away. So as we kind of get closer here, as we kind of get deeper into the March Madness tournament, we do have Tennessee basketball going on tonight against Virginia out in Philadelphia.
Big game. Solid Virginia squad.
Very talented Virginia team. That's a 6-3 matchup out in Philadelphia. Do you have any hope for Tennessee?
I think there's a speck at the very least. Tennessee has shown to be
strike 3.
a very volatile lineup.
They came out swinging against Miami.
Yes.
And they played really, really well. You got to give a lot of credit to Tennessee for coming out and competing and playing really good defense and limiting a lot of the 3 opportunities for Miami in that first game. And they played really, really well. As Noah Lyon takes strike 1. Opportunity potentially for the Vols if they can kind of get into that Sweet 16. If they win, they would face either Kentucky or a banged-up Iowa State. That one misses down low to Noah Lyon.
The lefty up to this point has been dealing.
Really quieted things down for the Tigers, but also you all have to factor in Tennessee perhaps getting a lot of their bench guys out there to get them some ABs and get them some looks. Sophomore infielder Noah Lyon from Sparta, North Carolina. Trying to jolt one out of here and jolt Tennessee to a run rule victory here in the 5th. Oh, that hits him right in the helmet. Fakes the bat spike. Obviously not intentional here within a 12-3 game with 2 strikes.
I do not believe the pitcher found that very funny. Not a lot of smiles coming from the mound.
Obviously a little frustration there, perhaps not losing the batter with 2 strikes, but all smiles in the Tennessee dugout.
And forgive me if I'm wrong, but that would have been a 3-strike out inning, right?
Yep, I believe he has struck. He would. Still trying to look to strike out the side here. So first and second with 2 out here for Tennessee here in the bottom of the 5th. Kicks and deals. Catch at the top of the zone. One, 2 count here. Kicks and deals. That one skips in. Good block at the plate there. And the runners cannot advance.
That was a great block by the catcher. Angling it towards third base as well, just in case the runner did go. He'd be running barehanded, and he could just zip it over to third.
Anthony Mengine looking to continue his strong day at the dish. Swung on and missed strike 3, and the strikeout ends the inning. So the Vols strand 2 more, unable to convert on the opportunity as they go down, striking out the side. So 12-3 through 5 here at Bob Polston Field here in Tennessee. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back to Bob Polston Field here in Knoxville, Tennessee. 12-3 Vols lead it as we have a new pitcher on the mound. But before we talk about our brand new pitcher, Kavita Bais has another report for us. Kavita, what you got for us?
I've never done an interview before. This is new.
First time for everything.
Yeah, right.
Can you hear him now?
I can't hear a thing. No, it's static.
Bit of technical difficulties, but I think they're still setting it up down there. But we'll have that report down there for you shortly here. Pop out to third for the first out of the inning.
Yeah, we heard whoever the intended subject of that interview was going to be expressing a little bit of excitement there.
First interview.
Some
jitters.
Possibly.
Matt Rowland takes ball one. So the new pitcher on the mound for Tennessee is freshman Brian Keene. 5'8" lefty out of St. Sebastian's in Needham, Massachusetts. One appearance on the season, pitched against Georgia Southern. There's a shot right up the middle for a base hit. Third hit he has given up this season. He appeared against Georgia Southern, gave up 1 run in 2 innings of work. He walked 2 and struck out 4. All right, I believe Kavita is now ready. Kavita Bais, what you got for us down in the dugout?
Hey guys, so definitely a different view from where we first started. I know it's right next to you now, but now I'm next to Eric, center fielder for the Vols. Unfortunately, Eric did not get to finish out the way he started in the beginning of the game, where he had 3 RBIs, 2 runs, and 3 hits. Eric unfortunately slid into third base, injuring his knee and re-stressing it, sliding back into home plate. And I'll let Eric take it from here, kind of talk us through those moments.
Yeah, basically just slid into third base in the first at-bat, hit it pretty hard, and then re-aggravated it coming back home. So had to kind of rest up, put some ice on it. We'll be back, though.
He will be back. Love to hear that. Take us through that moment, though, that you had to physically take yourself out of the game. I know it's a pretty high-scoring game right now. You guys are in deep right now. You know, you almost have that 3-0 game lead, almost a sweep. Talk us through what it's like having to take yourself out and not being able to finish it with the boys, but now watching them finish it for you.
Yeah, for sure. So I trust every single one of these guys on the team. Love them all. We got a tight bond here, and a lot of depth, a lot of new guys, a lot of freshmen that are dying to play and deserve a shot. So had to take it out. We're up quite a bit, so just had to call it, and that was pretty much it. So.
All right, I will throw it back to you guys. Thank you, Eric.
Thank you.
Go Vols.
Go Vols.
Good?
All right, thanks, Kavita.
Thank you.
Really good work there from Kavita.
Yeah, and an outstanding effort we've seen today from Eric Swanson. Unfortunate that he re-stressed that knee, but he certainly did his part.
Perhaps something to think about as you kind of go forward here as time is called. And the young lefty going to get a visit to the mound here, but pretty solid day nonetheless for Eric Swanson. 3 for 3, 3 RBIs he drove in, a couple of runs scored as aforementioned. Central figure in the Tennessee lineup today.
Absolutely hitting the ball with some pop. I mean, he was smoking balls. It was going out of style.
There's a strike. Popped up on the infield and out of play. So full count delivery. 2 on with 1 out. Here in the top of the 6th. 12-3 Tennessee. Brian Keene trying to get through a clean 6th inning. Shot towards left field. Coming in and making the play is Caleb King for the 2nd out.
And a good throw in. Showing off the arm a little bit. Hasn't really gotten the chance to throw any runners out today.
King was originally the DH today, but now he moves over to right in place of Christian Cavanero. 2 on, 2 out. Ball 1. Swung on and foul tipped away by Aiden Firster, who doubled in the last inning. Came around to score that third run that kept the game going for the time being for the Tigers. More base traffic here, just trying to keep things going and trying to slowly claw their way back into this. That one bounced. Good block there at home plate, though.
Yeah, stifled that. Stopped right in its tracks.
Two on count. The freshman Keene delivers. Over the outside corner for strike 2.
Seems Keene is starting to settle in here a little bit. Perhaps a little first pitch jitters. Allowed 2 runners to get on.
Breaking ball called. Strike 3.
Yeah, certainly settled in there. So he manages to get out of the inning with no runs. Giving him no runs.
So on we go here into the bottom of the 6th inning. Balls with a 12-3 lead. And so, while we're kind of waiting here, and as everyone kind of takes the field, we did mention, we'll have a little bit of fun here. We did mention that golf trip that the guys took, and we mentioned that Jacob Iverson was perhaps the best golfer on the team. At least that might be the consensus from a couple of the guys. And so when you have the best golfer on the team, that also kind of necessarily indicates that there's the worst golfer on the team.
Have we found out who that was yet?
Well, we got a couple of differing opinions.
Oh.
So, this kind of speaks a little bit to the fraternity that this Tennessee club baseball team has this year, because Tate Muroff said, hand up, I'm the worst golfer, not my best day.
Taking the fall.
Yeah. And then as I was talking to Will Gillis, he said, hand up, I'm the worst golfer of the team. And, so I asked Will Gillis, I asked him, so worst shot of the day. And a tale as old as time he described. Perfect drive, right down the middle, get to the second shot, and he skulls it.
Of course. I've happened to me many times.
Yeah. So gets around the green, skulls his next one into a bunker. And what do you know? You get into you find yourself in the bunker, and what do? Well, he skulls the next one. And that's kind of that's about it.
Just the downhill slope.
It's not. Will, if you ever listen to this back, we've all been there.
Of course,
I've been there before. It's not a very fun feeling to be out there going bunker to bunker, hitting it across the green and kind of everywhere, and kind of working your way into and out of trouble. That's not very fun.
Golf aside, you've played absolutely outstanding today.
Yeah.
So at least you have that.
It would be an absolutely delightful day to go out and play 18 here. But instead, we are here for a delightful day of baseball.
Lefty, last time he pegged the guy right in the helmet.
Yeah. Sounds like some smiles here. Caleb with something to say here, but I don't sense a lot of frustration there.
No, all smiles.
I mean, no one wants to get brushed up and in, up by 9 in the 6th inning, but, all in all.
Better getting pegged in the helmet like the other guy did.
No. Hobby Griffin pops up the very next pitch. Coming in and making the play for the first out of the inning is Pat Wooten.
It was a good play by that right fielder to call that second baseman off. It's kind of what we talked about earlier. That ball had a little bit more loft under it. But that is the ideal scenario.
So more defensive substitutions as Jay Batt came into the game a couple innings ago at third base for Will Gleason. He swings at strike one.
That swing was all upper body.
Yep. If need be, also listed as a pitcher, so two-way opportunities for Batt. Young man out of College Park, Georgia. Yes, he went too far. And that's 3. So Batt retired. He'll take the slow trot back to the dugout.
Yes.
And there's 2 away here with King still on first.
Slow is an understatement. He still has not reached the dugout. More of a march.
That one out misses outside for ball 1.
Striking out any situation is not preferable, obviously. Been there, done that numerous times. But in that situation, you just have to realize, the situation you're in. It's really not that serious. This lefty is not a bad pitcher. He's striked out numerous of the Tennessee hitters up to this point. So that slow march.
And again, a little bit of credit as well to Thomas Ushold, who's really done his job here since coming into the game. Swung on and missed. 6.77 ERA. Yeah, the jokes just write themselves sometimes.
Sometimes.
6.7. Oh. There's a shot ripped towards left field and ranging back to make the play to end the inning. Nice play there by Matt Rowland out there and left. And it's 12-3 through 6 innings here at Bob Poston Field. Welcome back here to beautiful, slightly breezy Knoxville, Tennessee on a lovely Sunday afternoon. Tennessee with a 12-3 lead here at Bob Poston Field. Connor Whitney with Calvin Bean and Kavita Bais for TCSN, as Tennessee has brought in another new pitcher, Joe Meade, the junior, coming on. Knoxville's very own, making his 3rd appearance of the season in relief. This is inside. Got knocked around a little bit last week against High Point. Gave up 2 runs in his lone inning of work. Did strike out a pair. but perhaps looking to build some confidence here in a 12-3 ball game.
Yeah, these are those games where, given the opportunity, it can really turn around a young player's season. Allow them to build a little bit of confidence with a lot of low stress.
That one gets laced into the gap, and that one's going to get all the way to the wall. This one could be trouble. Holding in and sprinting into second with a leadoff double is Gabe Hunt, his first hit of the afternoon.
That was a well-hit ball. I mean, the grass must be short out there. That ball rolled pretty quickly to the outfield.
And that was a pretty well-hit ball to the opposite field. So that'll bring up Pat Wooten up to the plate, 1 for 3. Had an RBI single all the way back in the 5th. That served home the Tigers' third run of the game and broke a 10 unanswered scoring run for Tennessee as that one's foul tipped away. So immediate action for the Tigers. Been held quiet all day. Got a 2-run home run back in the first inning from Brock Berge, who's on deck. Swung on and foul tipped again. But since then, Tennessee has really taken over. They answered back in that first inning with 2 of their own, and then they answered in the big inning was the bottom of the 4th, in which they plated 9, many of which came with 2 outs.
Failed to capitalize, however, since then on multiple runners in scoring position situations.
Yep. And since then, they've really elected to bring in a lot of guys from the bench and put a lot of their starters on the bench to try to get them some rest. So that is called strike 3 to Wooten for the first out of the inning.
Makes it 1 for 4 for Wooten today. Not a very typical score sheet you'd see from him. Batting .420 on the season prior to this game.
Vols have done well to keep that threat off the base for much of the day. But they really struggled to get this guy out, Brock Berge. He has reached in all 3 of his plate appearances. In addition to the homer, he has a walk and a single.
Yeah, having himself a day, to say the least.
Turkey on the table for Berge. And he gets plunked.
It is starting to rain beanballs around here.
Yep.
Hitters are getting plunked left and right.
Perhaps some sarcastic chirps. It's a 9-run game. Perhaps not trying to really bean anybody.
No, absolutely no true aggression from either side.
I see a smile from Berge at first, and I saw a flash of a thumbs up. No ill will from the young man sitting on first base. So it's first and second with 1 away. Griffin Saunders 0 for 3 on the day. And it's 1-1. Or nope. The umpire is tricky.
We were looking for the
He's
delayed
been
call
very
there.
tricky all day.
Yeah, he looks to the right, almost.
Yep.
We're thinking he's going to call a strike.
Some very delayed calls, but nonetheless, it's 2-0. Kind of tough hopper to short, turn to second, and that is a double play.
Perfect there, inside pitch, got the hitter jammed up. Double play, that's exactly what, you couldn't write it up better than that. It's a perfect way to get out of a situation that he was in. A little bit of confusion from the runner on second, going to third. Kind of hesitated a bit, almost got himself tagged out. But it's a double play either way. So great pitching at 32.
So Hobby Griffin sticks with it, takes a tough hop, and then he starts around a 6-4-3 double play twin killer. And Tennessee works around a 1-out jam, clean inning from Joe Meade. Game will roll on here into the bottom of the 7th.
As you can see in the bottom left, we had a little relaxing shirts off party over there.
Yeah, so, of course, with the catcher, being the last out of the last inning, you had a situation where, it's going to take a little bit of time for him to kind of get his gear on. So you have your emergency catcher kind of head out there and get the pitcher warmed up, and it was tarps off. Tarps were off. And why not? I mean, you couldn't have asked for a better day of baseball, though.
Absolutely not. Again, gorgeous outside, sitting right around that 80 degrees mark.
Mm-hmm.
Just a little bit of wind blowing.
No. Last time we were here was against Florida, or at least last time I was here was against Florida State, in that doubleheader win that they took as they swept the Seminoles in the NCBA Series of the Week. A couple of top 6 teams that duked it out here at Bob Polston Field, and it was a very, very chilly day. It was about 35, 40 degrees right at the end of the game, or as everybody was kind of breaking down and getting out of town. Couple of drops of snow falling from the sky. Very overcast day. Today, a month later, absolutely perfect.
That was an aggressive take. Looks like he wanted it there.
First pitch strike to Jack Gibson, who swings and misses. Struck out in his first at bat. That one skips through. And one thing that I think has really kept these Tennessee hitters off balance, bit of an awkward kind of sidearm, herky-jerky motion that you're seeing from the lefty, Thomas Ushold.
Now, plus a little bit of fear, kind of afraid you're going to get hit. He's plunked 2 batters up to this point.
Lefty on lefty crime there as Gibson takes another strikeout on a breaking ball. That can't be a very comfortable at bat when you're sitting in that lefty batter's box. The height of my baseball prowess was, being 12 years old and being called in, as a replacement to help out with an old Little League friends, baseball team that needed some more guys. Couldn't field enough guys, but not a very fun experience, I would imagine. Left on left there with a guy who kind of throws from that low 3/4 arm slot.
Yeah, anybody that's coming out of an unconventional arm slot like that, is not super favorable for the hitter. Just a bunch of different movements. It's kind of hard to get your timing on it, so it leaves you a little bit more susceptible to a breaking ball.
So back for more is Colin Markey. Reached on an infield single. Legged out an infield single in his first at bat on a slow chopper to the shortstop, Gabriel Evers. Did get stranded. Swung on and missed. Looking to put a good swing on that pitch, but comes up empty. Swung on and missed. Breaking ball, back foots Markey, and he's down on strikes. And it sounds like Kavita Bass has another report for us. Kavita, how you doing? No? Technical difficulties, that's okay.
I guess she's not doing very well.
That's okay. Oh. It looked like Kavita was having a good time and a nice conversation with a few of the guys down there just outside the dugout.
I wish we could have heard it.
They're working on it. Swung on and missed.
Yeah, and the pitcher 12 has been money besides a couple of beanballs. Racking up those strikeouts.
Ushold just coming in and throwing strikes for the Tigers. Two. Ushold looking to work a 1-2-3 inning. Misses outside. Full count. Ushold has his sign. Kicks and deals. Ball 4. So 2 up base traffic for Tennessee.
Yeah, the command issue for Ushold, a little bit obvious, but we've seen what he can do when he has control of his pitches, and that's strike out in bunches.
He's missed a lot. He's done well to miss a lot of bats. He's given up a little bit of contact. But other than that, a lot of his work has been just like that. A lot of swing and miss.
Yeah, and it's tough for a lefty bat. It's tough for a lefty bat against a lefty pitcher because they're not used to seeing as many lefties. The breaking ball, similar to a righty on righty, it's breaking away from you. Most lefties at this point in their playing career are used to having breaking balls break in on them from right-handed pitchers. So a lot of lefties struggle against lefties as well at these levels, just because they're not used to seeing maybe this level of off-speed pitches from lefties as well.
Looks like we do have a little bit of action as well in the Auburn bullpen. But Ushold trying to get out of the jam, misses upstairs. Perhaps his pitch count getting a little bit up. Could be wearing down, could be on a bit of a pitch count here today. Ushold deals, swung on and missed strike 3. Second time he has struck out the side of the Tennessee lineup. And so the Vols go down in order. They strand 1. It's 12-3 Tennessee through 7 innings. And Kavita, it looks like we got you again. Kavita, how you doing?
No, you're fine.
Go ahead, run your mouth. Shit funny than me.
Are we live? All right, guys, we're actually live right near the dugout of the Vols. I've got some friends of mine over here. I've got
Ryan Cummings.
Tate Maroth.
clearly the vibes are more serious over here. I gotta ask, how is the game going in your eyes over here?
I haven't been paying too much attention to the game, I'm not going to lie.
All right, Tate.
I haven't watched a single pitch.
How about some of my friends in the back? I've got a 3-ring circus happening right here. All right, I got to ask, who's in charge of this choreography?
I am Ryan Cummings.
Okay, so Ryan is in charge of the choreography, so if we have any recommendations for next game, songs, dances, anything, I assume that will all be transpired to Ryan.
Yeah, we practice it during practice. I kind of bring people off to the side. I choose people, whether they're not pitching or they're just bench players, and we do a little choreograph. We get probably about 6 to 7 people involved, usually every practice. We practice 3 times a week.
All right, you heard it there. I have Eric over here, too.
Yeah, let's go Balls! Yeah, come on.
All right, I'll throw it back to you guys.
Oh, Kavita.
Interesting little celebration we saw out there.
I envy that situation so much right now. That's got to be so fun. And it's a 12-3 game, on the cusp of extending the win streak to 9 for the number 2 team in the nation. All smiles, all just outside the Tennessee dugout. And it is fully tarps off, is it not?
It is. I mean, we just had, we had some bare knuckle brawling over there. We had people riding each other's shoulders.
Not a lot of great dancing going on. It looks like some guys were on shoulders and trying to do some gladiator stuff. Don't know how really else to explain it, but the vibes are pretty good as Aiden Kipper takes over for Tennessee on the mound. Sophomore from Matawan, New Jersey. Misses outside, and it's 2-0. Since Carter Gregory has come out of the game, Carter Gregory threw 5 innings. And this one's popped down the line, and it looks like it's going to travel out of play. But
the Blue is not liking the tops off celebration they had going over there.
Yeah, they got to get him out of play. It looks like he's going to wait for them to get off the field. We cannot see, unfortunately, the chaos that is ongoing outside the Tennessee dugout, but it looks like those guys are being asked to get back in the dugout. As we have a motion to the dugout, say, hey, yeah, scheduled to keep. So it has gone Carter Gregory to Brian Keene, then to Joe Meade, and now Aiden Kipper.
Yeah, and we see some good stuff out of the Tennessee rotation today. Again, just displaying how deep they can be with their pitching.
Upstairs, and it's ball 4. They have worked around a little bit of traffic here in the latter innings. A couple of nice defensive plays. Javi Griffin, who started an inning double play in the last inning on a jam shot, one hopper right to him.
Yeah, command possibly a little bit of an issue for these Tennessee relievers, but up to this point, that's come really at little to no consequence. Defense doing a good job of backing up the pitchers.
Matt Rowland back to the dish. Has struck out twice today. Popped up foul, and that's going to get out of play.
The Blue again. I don't know if this is the Auburn coaches were throwing their hands up. The Auburn first base coach was throwing his hands up in confusion.
Could be talking to, as far as I can tell, it looks like that's Jacob Iverson, who has been just outside the first base dugout for just shooting the breeze with a few guys. Runner goes, and that one bounced in the dirt. Transfer is sloppy, and so uncontested stolen base for Tommy Henry.
And that was an unethical steal, in my opinion. Down by this many runs. They're
Really?
obviously trying to fight back. Most of the times.
Have a right to compete.
Of course, a right to compete.
And that one gets away, and that one's going to allow an uncontested steal of third on a wild pitch.
And that's 2 stolen bases. Displaying the speed.
Sarcastic couple of double thumbs up there. Showing off the speed a little bit.
The first base coach looked at him in confusion when he stole second base. Was like, what are you doing?
So a couple of walks here from Kipper, and it's first and third with nobody out here in the top of the 8th.
All right, they do have the double play set up now.
And in a 9-run game, you're more than happy to trade 2 outs for the run. If you can get that ground ball double play that you're looking for. First pitch strike to Evers. Runner goes, and he's going to eliminate, hit and run, so that's going to eliminate the double play ball, but that will lead to the first out of the inning as the Vols trade the out for the run. It's 12-4, they lead.
That's the first run Auburn has managed to scrap together in a couple of innings now.
Yep.
Been getting on base with relative frequency and ease, but just not been able to string anything together.
Had 2 in the first, 1 in the 5th, and now 1 here in the top of the 8th. Swung on and foul, tipped away. Third baseman Owen Newsom with a quiet day at the dish. Swung on and missed. And it's a quick 0-2. One on, one out. Kipper delivers. That one's ripped to first. And an easy play for Gibson ranging over. And there's 2 away as the runner advances to third.
Not really bad in that situation. It's almost what you're looking to do. Get it to the right side of the field and allow that runner to move over. Makes it a lot easier to score from 90 rather than from 180 feet.
And a common play for the defensive replacement as he came on in the middle of the game when the Vols took that 12-2 lead after 4 innings for Frank Romano. But it's back to Aiden Firster, the catcher. Doubled back in the 5th and scored. Pop foul. That one's might hit a truck. Oh, look out. No, well, one hopper. Oh, it found the hole.
Wow.
Right between the two cars.
That guy's getting out of there in a hurry.
Yeah.
Truck pulls off.
And coincidentally, to speed away is a truck. Swung on and missed his first strike.
Perhaps the close miss.
Yeah.
Startled him a bit. Must not be a very fun sight to see a ball bounce right in front of your truck.
No, and he got a dodge. He sped away pretty quickly. Kipper delivers on 1-2. Breaking ball is foul tipped. Kipper trying to limit the damage here to 1 run, kicks and deals, and he misses down low. Firster with a man on third. 2 out, 2-2 pitch. Kipper misses with a breaking ball. That skips away, and that's going to bring home a second Auburn run.
I mean, it's hard to draw a lot of good things from that situation, but the good thing from that situation now is that the pitcher has no stress. You can just operate freely with no runners on base. It is a loaded count.
So Matt Rowland with some good base running instincts there slides in safely to make it a 12-5 game. As that's a chopper right to Hobby Griffin. 2 hops in the throw across, and that will end the inning. Tigers get 2 more to make it a 12-5 ball game through 7.5 innings.
Yeah, and the reason he was allowed to score there is because of his the way he took his secondary from third. He took a very aggressive secondary, which is what you want to see from a runner like that from third, especially if they trust in their ability to get back to the bag, warranting a back pick from the catcher. But that secondary on third from the base runner was extraordinary. It just allowed him to be able to explode right to the plate, almost in full stride, once he saw that the ball was going to be low and away.
Maybe something that Isaiah Kiner-Falefa can learn from.
Possibly.
Yeah. Kiner-Falefa, who infamously was beaten by half step on a chopper to Miguel Rojas in Game 7 of the World Series, representing the winning run. Beaten by half step, and then, of course, the Dodgers going on to win that World Series. World champions, back-to-back, set to start their campaign as, well, they took a tie 5-5 yesterday against the Athletics. Not sure how that works, but not sure that they really care all that much to take Cactus League championship.
No.
That's okay.
Yeah. Any championship is a championship.
Yeah.
Auburn in the navy blue and grays. Honestly, I'm really digging their uniforms today. Their hats look really good.
Now their varsity team yesterday in their series against Texas, they rolled out some baby blue jerseys.
Really?
They did. Baby blue tarps yesterday against Texas in Game 2. Very tight series that's been. But my belief, and I want your take on this too.
Okay. It's
very hard to screw up a baby blue jersey. I don't know if Auburn necessarily works for them, but baby blue on a baseball jersey just looks absolutely fantastic.
Of course, and it's super versatile. You can throw in baby blue pants, you can throw in some white pants, different variations of hats.
Yep.
Especially with Auburn though, that is a very interesting matchup. With their main colors being that navy and that orange. Speaking of that orange, I know it's a little bit of a debate. What is the preferred orange? We may be a little bit biased here.
Tennessee orange.
That burnt orange from Auburn, or that Tennessee orange. Honestly, though, their hats, I'm not seeing as much of that iconic Auburn orange. Seems to be almost in the Tennessee realm of orange today. Very bright. It's popping off of their hats.
For me, before I came to Tennessee, I was never really big on the color orange, to be honest with you.
I don't think a lot of people are.
And for me, very much dislike University of Texas. Not the real UT, by the way.
Of course, no.
No. Vehemently dislike the Philadelphia Flyers, and they color orange there. Don't like the San Francisco Giants. Sorry, Tony, but that shade of orange looks ugly on you.
Yeah.
But, Tennessee orange, that's a pretty good shade of orange. And to me, by far the best looking shade of orange.
Absolutely. I think a lot of people, when it comes to orange, just haven't seen someone who knows how to wear orange. But Tennessee, with any of their sports, with any of their uniforms, just incorporate orange extraordinarily well into their whole look. Tennessee's club uniforms looking slick.
Yep, just going with the clean balls look today.
Clean all white. Don't they have a gray variation as well?
The smoky grays they unveiled this year.
They look awesome.
They were fantastic. I believe they rolled those out. I could be wrong here, but I believe they rolled those out against Florida State. Pop up. Sprinting in is Rowland, and he's not going to be able to get there.
That was clean. That was just a very the shortstop saw the left fielder coming in aggressive, and I'm backed off a little bit. But honestly, it was probably been the shortstop's favor to take that ball. That was a very that was in no man's land out there.
Another one of those kind of bloopers. That's a very, very tough read, hit in the middle of no man's land, and so
we've seen a lot of those
single.
today.
Yep.
A lot of those are almost hospital balls. Again, I talked to you earlier how I've had multiple collisions. Those do not feel good.
Very, very tough to try to work into and out of trouble. Caleb King at the dish with a couple of hits today.
Having himself a day.
Yep. Takes strike 2 on a breaking ball that snaps into the zone.
Yeah, we saw the 240 average, coming into this game, but King's starting to build a little bit of confidence here. Stringing together a couple of hits. We'll certainly appreciate the boost this will be on his stats.
Swung on and missed. And that's 3. So Joshua Fallon, who comes into the game to take the 8th for the Tigers, records a strikeout. And there's one away. Hobby Griffin set to come to the dish. Perfectly placed 2-run single back as part of that 9-run Tennessee fourth inning.
Yeah, knock on wood, as this will likely be the last time the Volunteers bat today.
Unless they give up 7.
That's why I said knock on wood. We are seeing likely the last hitters we will see in the rotation in what's been a pretty complete team effort today. Lots of great hitting from Gleis, which was expected. Some good hitting from Romano, as well as Swanson. Swanson the highlight, in my opinion, of the day with a triple. Not very often you see in baseball. Almost rarer than a home run.
There's a shot from Hobby Griffin. That is deep, and it is off over the head and off the wall. Griffin got all of that one, coming around to score, and it's a 13-5 game.
Nice RBI double over the head of the center fielder. Now, we've not seen that a lot from that center fielder today. He's been covering a lot of ground out there, getting his cardio in. But he put some fire into that ball.
There's a celebration.
Not really sure about
Griffin.
that celebration.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, we were talking about a complete team effort. It adds a little bit more warrant to that.
Griffin going to dance off a second. That one's ripped down the line. Looks like it's going to hook foul. And it will. That one did not look like it had home run distance, though.
It did not. Close, though. But I believe that would have been out had it been fair. But he's so far out in front. You let the ball travel a little bit, let your hands get there. Makes a very big difference in how far that ball travels. You get a little bit of backspin on it. Be a big difference in distance.
Jay back, kind of a blooper the other way. That one is going to find the glove of Pat Wooten out there in right field. So 2 out here in the inning.
And anything in play here. Griffin will be looking to score from second. Extend that lead a little bit more.
So two out, one on, one in. That one misses outside. One and one.
We've seen a lot of very cool bats today. I believe he's out there swinging the goods. One of the earlier 2020 versions.
Breaking ball is going to be chopped to second. Easy hop and the throw for the 4-3 put out, and that will end the inning. But the Balls do get one more. It's 13-5, and it's last call for the Tigers as they try to avoid a sweep while Tennessee looks to stretch their win streak back to 9. Welcome back here to Bob Polston Field here in Knoxville, Tennessee for TCSN. I'm Connor Whitney alongside Calvin Bean and Kavita Bais down on the field. Last call for the Tigers here as we have the fifth pitcher of the day for Tennessee, Jonathan Stepney, the sophomore righty, out to make his first appearance of the season. First pitch misses to Gabe Hunt, who slashed a double to the wall in his last plate appearance.
We have a very good piece of hitting he had there in his last appearance. Opposite field, right in the gap. Honestly, was hoping to see maybe Hobie Griffin pitch.
Show a little bit
of that power, and in the last inning, smacking a ball over the center fielder's head.
Two-way prowess, but it is Stepney, who is looks like he's working on a little bit of a fastball here in the ninth.
Yeah, that kind of has to be what it is. You just come right at a hitter. You kind of want him to hit the ball right now. Obviously not over the fence, but hit the ball over into their fielder's gloves.
Breaking ball is popped off the netting and out of play.
Yeah, pitching-wise, Griffin is not allowed to run in 8 innings of work. Also having 7 strikeouts.
Yep. So he'll just stick at shortstop today as Stepney comes in for the first time today. Kind of a shot towards left field. Caleb King reaches up.
Wow.
Oh, what a catch. Caleb King.
What an effort from King. Again.
Great acknowledgement from Gabe Hunt, who slashed that one the other way off the barrel, and King reached up and plucked that one right out of the air.
I mean, besides for maybe a couple of miscommunications in the outfield, King has been outstanding in right. Ever since he came in for Cavagnaro, my apologies.
And that's a kind of a tough situation, interesting but a tough situation to come into as well, because he started the game as the DH and then pressed into duty into the right field, comes into the middle of the game, and now, 8-run game. Do you still want it? And he reaches up and flashes the leather.
Absolutely. I mean, just to make a play like that in a game like this, I mean, that was outstanding. What an effort we saw from King.
So one away is Pat Wooten. Tries to get a one-out rally going here for the Tigers as they are in need of base runners. Down 8 runs, trying to avoid a sweep. Stepney misses upstairs.
And right before that, the blue was telling him that the zone was a little bit higher. He kept missing low. Perhaps a little too far of an adjustment there. See if he can meet in a happy middle.
All right. Stepney has his sign. 3-1 pitch. Skips in there, and it's a 1-out walk. So Wooten gets aboard, and Brock Berge will step back to the dish. Couple of hits today, including a 2-run homer all the way back in the first that started off the game and put the Tigers out in front 2-0. But since then, it's been all Tennessee. Asking where that one missed, and home plate umpire says it missed upstairs.
A little wild here coming in for his first inning of work this season.
Relying primarily on a fastball here, it looks like. Haven't seen much of a breaking ball or an off-speed delivery quite yet. His fastball looks a bit sharper and a little bit more speed and life to it than perhaps, maybe Carter Gregory.
Yeah, some of the middle relievers there.
Yeah.
I mean, coming in this position as a closer, this is basically the position he's coming in as. Just shut the door on Auburn. A lot of those closing guys are fastball heavy. Well, obviously, they're not going to be pitching as long as a starter would or a middle reliever would, so they come in there and, they can put a little bit more fire on the ball.
Let's try and get the work in for the young man. There's a shot right up the middle for another base hit. Third hit of the day. So Berge aboard yet again.
What a day from Berge. Home run, 2 walks, and now 2 singles. Tennessee failed to get him out even once. Monumental effort.
So Griffin Saunders with 1 out and runners on first and second. Fastball swung on and missed. Wooten at second. Berge at first. Stepney trying to work around base traffic here in the ninth. There's a breaking ball that swung on and missed. That was nasty.
Yeah, we finally saw it. That was a pretty gnarly pitch there, especially because you've been so fastball heavy up to that point.
Stepney working quickly. The 0-2 delivery. Snaps away from the zone. 4-1.
That was not the look in that position. He had him swinging on a ball in the dirt on some off speed. In that position, you want to leave that ball a little bit higher and hopefully catch him looking at something.
Trying to catch him fishing again, perhaps.
Yeah.
Another breaking ball is kind of slapped down the line and right, and it is foul and out of play. Third straight breaking ball that Stepney has thrown here.
And before this, he wasn't even getting signs from the catcher most of the time. He was just, fastball, 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 fastball.
Play ball. Stepney here ahead in the count, 1-2. Fastball, that one kind of bounces, and that one's going to allow the runners to take 90 feet.
Yeah, shorter on that one. Spiked it right into the ground.
Perhaps lost a bit of feel for the
changing
fastball.
The grip up.
Yep.
Makes it a little bit different, whole different point of release.
Yep. Stepney has a sign. Fastball. Called. Strike 3 over the outside corner, and there's 2 outs.
That was a great pitch. He'd been throwing that off speed, low and away, and then he catches the corner with that that away fastball. It was a great setup by Stepney. And the good thing about these closers is they have a lot more count to work with. They don't have to worry about getting hitters out of there in as much time. It can be a little bit more strikeout heavy.
Fastball over the outside corner for strike 1. Popped up. Foul and out of play, and the Balls are a strike away from finishing off a sweep against Auburn.
Looking down there, trying to figure out what that bat is. It's a very slick-looking bat. Got a little bit of baby blue in the middle.
Breaking ball snaps outside for ball 1. Thomas Uschel just trying to keep the game going for the Tigers.
With 2 runners in scoring position.
Yep.
Would be very nice.
Stepney trying to hold his nerve here to finish the game. Breaking ball is slapped right up the middle and through. So Uschel delivers an RBI up the middle. It is station to station. It's 13-6.
A great piece of hitting there. Not a very hittable pitch, but he just threw the bat out there and got enough under it to send it out into center field.
And that extends the game for Matt Rowland. Left fielder just trying to keep the game going for the Tigers. Ball 1.
And that's the first earned run Stepney has given up in his career, obviously, at this point. Other than that, though, showing that he can mix it up well. And he has a pretty solid fastball on him. A little bit of zip to it.
Good fastball, good breaking ball. So perhaps a little bit of upside there for the young man as he tries to work on his pitch mix. And certainly with an 8-run lead, now 7, missed the opportunities. There's another shot that's going to be ripped to the left field. So that'll plate another run. Getting knocked around a bit here in the top of the 9th. 13-7 as Rowland delivers another RBI for the Tigers.
And they have the score total combined. We're hitting in the 20s. This is going to be a very high-scoring game. Honestly, was expected after that first inning. Both teams scored 4 combined.
Breaking ball hits the outside corner for strike 1. There's a right to the shortstop, Hobby Griffin, who touches the second base bag, and that will end the game. Stepney works through the 9th inning, and Tennessee will sweep the Auburn Tigers here at Bob Poston Field. 8-0 yesterday and 6-4 yesterday in the doubleheader, and they finish it off with a 13-7 win here at Bob Poston Field. Final thoughts, Calvin?
All around, pretty outstanding team effort, I thought. Everybody really did their job today. Great stuff we saw from Goliath and Swanson. Prayers up for Swanson, as he is re-injured that knee. We are going to be looking to see him rest that up, hopefully, and get some playing time in the next game, the Club Balls game.
So the Balls pick up their sweep, finish off the sweep against Auburn. They go to 14-1 on the season, and the number 2 team in the nation has stretched their winning streak out to 9. But that's going to do it all for us here at TCSN at Bob Poston Field. Thank you for joining us here for a 13-7 win for Tennessee as the Balls finish off a sweep of Auburn. I'm Connor Whitney for Kavita Bass and Calvin Bean. Thank you for tuning in and watching, and have a lovely Sunday afternoon.
And we are going to take it to Kavita for one final interview. That has been it from Calvin and Connor. Kavita, what do you got?
Well, guys, I am joined by Carter Gregory, the starting pitcher for today's game. Carter, walk me through those initial moments in the start of the game for you.
Did a great job before the game getting prepared. Our team all got here on time, which is not usual. Did my full walkthrough, got through the game. A little bit different of a scouting report than we expected. They hit the ball very well today, but we found outs where we needed to, and that's what matters.
Talk to me a little bit more about those moments where it was a high-pressure, high-stake moment or inning or specific hitter that you were up against. Talk me through those mental moments.
Number 2 had my number today. I think he went 2 for 2 and had a walk, so he's a great hitter. Fought off a lot of hard pitches, hit the fastball really well. They had a lot of guys that could hit the ball really well today, put barrels, and we got lucky. But that's all you can ask for from a pitcher.
Obviously, overall, team performance-wise, you guys swept this series 3-0. Congratulations, first and foremost. But going into the next series, obviously, there's a lot of big stakes at hand, high-pressure moments. What are you guys looking to do attack-wise?
We gotta get on the bats early, and then today we kind of dwindled off towards the end there. Didn't get many runs after about the 5th inning, and you can't do that. Can't be teetering on the edge of a 7. Should be a 7-inning game. We were up 9, I think, for 3 innings, and we couldn't put them away. That shouldn't have been a 9-inning game, but at the end of the day, we came out with the victory, and that's all you can ask.
There you have it. With me joining is Carter Gregory, starting pitcher for today's game, and I'll throw it back to you guys.